Hello everybody, it is back again in another video. Alright guys, I'm gonna keep on talking about I'm in the Grand Slam topic because for me I find it interesting to talk about the Grand Slams, and because tennis, like I said in my previous video I was talking about that tennis is all about majors. Like it or not, unfortunately, that is the reality. That was my latest video, what was all about. Now, and in that video, you have seen it, you have not seen it, check it out. I was speaking about that tennis, only the diehard tennis fans really cares about the entire tour, 250 class tournaments, 500 class tournaments, masters, you name it, everything. But the casual tennis fans and majority of tennis people around the world, they are casual tennis fans. I know a lot of people in my life that are casual tennis fans, like my brother, my sisters, my sister, my father. They don't give a damn what happens outside the slams. They don't even know the tournaments that are outside the slams. They don't even know the value about the tennis tournaments outside the slams. They never speak about tennis outside the slams. That is typical of a casual tennis fan. But diehard tennis fans like me, and probably some diehard tennis fans like some of you who watches my videos, we watch the entire tour. And to talk about some team competition like we have in tennis, like Davis Cup, Lever Cup, and that new edition of team event we had earlier this year at Australia, they are more or less jokes. Nobody cares about team events in tennis. Really. Not even a diehard tennis fan like me, I don't give a damn about team events in tennis. You probably have noticed it. I never do videos about Davis Cup or about Lever Cup. Never. Do you know why? I never watch it. For me, tennis is not a team event. If I want to see team events, I watch soccer, like we in Europe call it. Anyway, I don't want to get out of my topic. So, diehard tennis fans, they watch the entire tour. Casual tennis fans, they watch only tennis for 8 weeks, and which are the slams. So that question I answered in my latest video. And some other questions I answered was why that is the case, that the tennis is all about the majors. I answered those questions as well in my latest video. You who are curious about that, check it out. Now I want to take my teeth into this video and the title that is called in this video. And the title that is called in this video is, are the Grand Slams overrated? Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about this. Let's take my teeth into this topic. Are the Grand Slams overrated? Have you ever thought about this, my tennis fans all around the world? Have you ever analyzed this question? Is the Grand Slams overrated? That is the question of this video. I've thought about this. I have analyzed this question, and I want to give the best possible answer to this one. We all know that the Grand Slams are the World Cup of tennis. When a tennis player starts playing tennis, he or she knows that the biggest thing you can achieve as a tennis player is win a Grand Slam title. It is like for a soccer player, like we in Europe call it, or football player like you in the United States call it. It is the same thing for soccer players. The biggest thing for a soccer player is to win the World Cup. That's why before Lionel Messi won the World Cup, he could never, ever be he could never, ever come close to Diego Armando Maradona and Pelé as the greatest soccer player of all time. He always was mentioned as one of the greatest soccer players of all time. Always. But he always had that but. Yeah, Messi is great. Yeah, Messi is good. Yeah, Messi is superior. Yeah, Messi is superb. You name it. But he has not won the World Cup. But he has not won the World Cup. But he has not won the World Cup. He finally did it last year, and now many out there are even ranking him as higher and greater as a soccer player than Maradona and Pelé. And to be quite honest, I personally also am doing that. Because if you look all other things that Messi has done, he has actually done better than Maradona and Pelé. But before he won the World Cup, he couldn't stand a chance against those two giants. And that's why a player like Ronaldo, because I'm getting out of the topic here, and that's why a player like Cristiano Ronaldo, because I have had, somebody has asked me this question, but I forgot to answer. They have asked me, who do you consider greater and bigger, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, or Messi? Easy answer to, this is an easy question to answer. Lionel Messi! Ronaldo, it doesn't matter what Ronaldo does in his entire career, which is not many years left for Ronaldo, because they are not super young anymore. It is not many years left for Messi either, because he's not super young anymore either. Anyway, it doesn't matter what Ronaldo does. It doesn't matter if Ronaldo does 10,000 goals. As long as he doesn't win the World Cup, he can't stand a chance against Messi. He just can't stand a chance. That's why. And Ronaldo will never win the World Cup. We all know that. Messi, he finally did it, and that's why Messi now is considered as the greatest soccer player of all time by many soccer fans out there, by many soccer analysts out there. Because the World Cup is the Grand Slam of soccer. Now back to tennis. The tennis World Cup is the Grand Slams. That's why all the other tournaments, they get into a big shadow. They really get. I answered the question in my previous video when I said the Grand Slams are not the most difficult tournaments to win. No, they're not. And maybe some of you thinks, because tennis analyst doesn't talk much about this, but you know me guys, I'm not here to make subscribers, even though I would like to have a lot of subscribers. Not for the money. You don't get rich in YouTube videos. You get rich in doing YouTube by doing prank videos. That is the way to make you get rich. Other than that, you don't get much money in YouTube. So I'm always here to deliver the truth. So not many tennis YouTubers talk about this. Winning the Grand Slam tournaments are not the most difficult to win. They really are not. Yeah, they are hard to win because you need to go through 7 matches in best of 5 sets in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, absolutely. They are not easy to win. But they are actually not as hard to win as people seem to believe. They are definitely not the hardest things to win in tennis. They are not. And you know, guys, when I talk with arguments. And when we talk, when we go and exchange our opinions, me as a YouTuber, you as a tennis viewer or tennis fans or whatever you call yourself, when you give me something, you need to give me arguments. Alright? Don't give me things without arguments. The Grand Slams. I talked about this in my previous video. The Grand Slams are huge draws. 128 players. Many of them are weak players. Many of them. And many of them, they never qualify for Masters. Many of the players in the Grand Slams, they are wild cards. They are qualifiers, and some of them are even lucky losers. And if you're high ranked, like obviously top 10 players in the world are, they will be seed. They will have high seeds. And when you have high seeds, you will play against really weak dudes in the first couple of rounds. All right? So you can basically win a Grand Slam tournament. You can do it. And this has happened many times. And this has happened for the big three. For sure it has happened. You can win a Grand Slam title without facing one single top 10 player on your way. You can do it. Like Djokovic, for instance, did that last year at Wimbledon 2022. He won Wimbledon last year, Novak Djokovic, without facing one single top 10 player on his way. One! When Djokovic won Australian Open early this year, last month, he defeated only two top 10 players in the world. Andre Rublev in the quarterfinal, Stefanos Tsitsipas in the final. Those two was the only two players in the top 10 that Djokovic defeated when he won his 22nd Grand Slam title. Rafael Nadal, back in 2017, when he won US Open, I don't think he defeated one single top 20 player on his way. For sure, not one single top 10. When Rafael Nadal won the 2017 US Open. For sure, not one single top 10. But I believe that I don't think he even faced one single top 20 player on his way to win that US Open title 2017. For sure, not one single top 15 player. For sure. But I'm pretty confident that Rafa didn't even face actually one single top 20 player in that 2017 US Open run. In that 2017 US Open title that Rafa had. So, and we have many other examples. Many other. I just mentioned some of them. So, if to win Masters, you can have a hard opponent immediately. Players like Nadal, players like Djokovic, players like Federer. The first week, it is more or less a practice session week for them. They will face qualifiers, lucky losers, wildcards. And when you are as great as those are, you almost never see them lose early in the Grand Slams. Almost never see them lose. But they have lost early in Masters sometimes. They have done it. Djokovic has done it, Federer has done it, even Nadal has done it. They have lost early in Masters. But you almost never see them lose early in Grand Slams. Yeah, I know it is harder defeating them in best of 5 sets. I get that. But that is one reason. The other reason is they have losers of opponents the first 2 rounds. They really have losers of opponents the first 2 rounds in Grand Slams. That is not the case in Masters. Why? Because the draw is much smaller. Take for example a huge run Holger Rune did in Paris Masters last year. He defeated 5 top 10 players on his way to the title. 5. That is the greatest run somebody has ever done outside the ATP Tour Finals, the season finale, where the best 8 players in the world compete. Obviously, you are facing only top 10 players there. Obviously. So, take out that tournament of the picture. Take it out of the picture. If we take out the ATP Tour Final out of this picture, Holger Rune did the greatest run of all time ever somebody has done when he defeated 5 top 10 players on his way to that Paris title when he won the Paris Masters last year. Has Djokovic, has Nadal, has Federer ever won any Grand Slam title in their career where they have defeated 5 top 10 players on their way? Never. Nadal has won Grand Slams where he has defeated 4 top 10 players on his way. That has happened. 4. I believe Nadal did that when he won French Open last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think he did that. When he won French Open last year, 2022, he defeated 4 top 10 players on his way to that title. Federer has also done it once, if I'm not mistaken, and that was back in 2017, when he also won that Australian Open 2017, Roger Federer. He actually defeated 4 top 10 players on his way. Nishikori in the 4th round, Misha Zverev in the quarterfinal, Stan Wawrinka in the semifinal, and Rafael Nadal in the final. So Federer has done it once in his career, Nadal has done it once in his career, where they have both defeated 4 top 10 players on their way to a Grand Slam title. Novak Djokovic has never won one Grand Slam title in his entire career, where he has defeated 4 top 10 players on his way. He has never done it. He has defeated 3 top 10 players on his way to a Grand Slam title. That has happened in Novak Djokovic's career, but never 4, let alone 5. So 5 has never happened. Neither to Djokovic, neither to Federer, neither to Nadal. I said it. I gave my argument. Djokovic has never won a Grand Slam title when he has defeated 4 top 10 players. Nadal and Federer has done it once in their careers. Holger Runes ran to that Paris title last year in 2022 when he defeated 5 top 10 players to that title. Is the greatest run of all time in tennis. Greatest run of all time, if we take out the ATP Tour Finals in the last tournament of the year. So, is the Grand Slam tournaments overrated? My answer to this is little yes. Not much, little yes. Why does we value the Grand Slams the most? Why are people crazy in the Grand Slams? Why does casual tennis fans only care about the Grand Slams? It has to do with status. It has to do with history. It has to do with money. It has to do with points. It has to do with reputation. You name it. It is just like that. It is like this. I'm going to give you one example. Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm just going to give one example of this. Leonardo DiCaprio, he can do how many good movies he wants in his entire life. He can do how many great performances as an actor in his entire life. How many he wants. And it has probably happened that where he feels that he has done in some movie a great performance. Doesn't matter. He will never do a better job according to the audience than the job he did in Titanic. He will never overmatch his performance he did in Titanic with another movie. Even though that he probably had done better performances in other movies when it comes to acting skills, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. People has made their decision. Leonardo DiCaprio, your best acting performance was in Titanic. Period. It is kind of a similar thing with Grand Slams. Even though they are not the most difficult to win, they are not. They are difficult to win, but not the most difficult to win. Some masters are harder to win. The ATP Tour Finals, the season finale is harder to win. If ATP Tour Final was that easy to win, why has not a superior tennis player, one of the greatest tennis players of all time, Rafael Nadal, never won it? Yeah, I know it is with conditions. The conditions doesn't suit him. It is indoors, things like that. I don't give a damn about that. I really don't give a damn about that. If you're that great of a tennis player like Rafael Nadal is, you should at least win it once. You should at least win it once. I don't give a bloody damn that indoor conditions are your weakest surface. I don't give a bloody damn about that. You should at least win it once. Rafael Nadal never won the ATP Tour Finals, the season finale, once in his career. So that is a big argument that the Grand Slams are not the most difficult slams to win. Other tournaments are, some other tournaments, not all, some other tournaments are harder to win. Some Masters, ATP Tour Finals, the season finale are also harder to win. But doesn't matter. The audience have made the decision. It is all about the Grand Slams. The Grand Slams, it is what the casual tennis fans care about. I think this is sad. I think this is unfortunate. And that's why when tennis players win Masters and 50 class, 500 class tournaments, ATP Tour Finals, they will hear it, but he has not won the Masters. He has not won a Grand Slam title. He has not won a Grand Slam title. He has not won a Grand Slam title. Their performance goes down. That's why. So the answer to this question: are the Grand Slams overrated? Yes, little they are. They really are, guys. They really are. I'm just coming with the truth. They really are. If that was not the case, for God's sakes, a great player like Stan Wawrinka, he has only won one Master 1000 title in his career. A pretty good player like Dominic Thiem, at least a good Dominic Thiem in the past, he's not so good nowadays anymore. He has only won one Master 1000 title. A pretty good player like Juan Martín del Potro, he has only won one Master 1000 title. To mention some. There you have three. Del Potro has won only one Master 1000 title. Dominic Thiem has won only one Master 1000 title. Stan Wawrinka has won only one Master 1000 title. All three of them are Grand Slam champions. All three of them. And one of them, multiple Grand Slam champion, Stan Wawrinka, who has won 3 Grand Slam titles. So the answer to this question is, are the Grand Slams overrated? They are. Not much, but they are little. There you have my answer. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you next time. Peace!